Oh my god. Make a clip of that?
No shit.
Right there, smoothly in down the back straightaway. 3 car lengths separating. Big send on the inside. Kyle Turzak up the racetrack. Contact between the two, and it's going to be Braxton DeWeese winning here at Nashville. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the WD Broadcasting Network. Tonight we are at the Langley Speedway for race number 4 for the Leave the Pack Late Model Division. We'll get our qualifying results on the left side of our screen. These drivers given 3 laps to qualify. Justin Brooks currently at the top of the board after his second lap. On track right here, Justin Coleman in the 14 machine. Got into practice pretty late here this evening. Currently sitting in the 11th spot in the point standings with 3 starts. 2 top 10 finishes so far for Coleman right there. Qualifies in the 8th spot as of now. Coleman to the white flag one more time around. He moves up to the 7th spot. Right now, Brooks still holding on to the top spot. As we have a couple other drivers. The driver that finished second last night in the Leave the Pack Modified Division, Zach Murphy, on track. Murphy in the 29 shuts it down after lap 3. Ends up in the 8th position. As we have 1 minute and 47 seconds left to go here. Brad Carpenter on track in the 31. Carpenter in the 31 machine, making his first start of the season with the Leave the Pack Late Model Division. Right now down the back straightaway, a little bit sideways there. We'll try to regather and regroup for lap number 2. The final driver to lay down a lap. Lap number 1 for Carpenter, put him 18th quick. Carpenter, lap number 2, put him 12th quick with a 15:53. Final lap there for Carpenter around turns 3 and 4. He'll pick it up a little bit, but he'll still be scored in the 12th spot. As qualifying comes to a close here, Justin Brooks, for the 4th week in a row, picks up the Fast Qualifier Award. And we'll see if we can find Justin Brooks in the Discord. Looks like he is readily available. We'll move up into the broadcast booth. Up into the broadcast booth for the 4th week in a row. Justin Brooks, you got a copy. Justin Brooks up in the broadcast booth, you got a copy? Having a hard time hearing Justin. Not sure if it's on my end or on his end.
Yeah, with 1 car.
I'll try and figure that out, but for now, we have a B feature about to be underway as we're trying to figure out what the difficulty is with the voice chat. Justin Brooks up in the booth. You got a copy now? So unable to reach Justin. Not sure what was going on there, but we have 2 cars going to get a free practice session here. In tonight's B feature, only the top 16 transferred from qualifying. So 20 laps here in the B feature. We'll get our qualifying results up on screen. You guys can see where your favorite driver qualified. The field starting straight up here tonight. So all 18 cars going to be starting where you see them. Justin Brooks going to roll off from the top spot in the 33. He's got 2 victories this season, your points leader. Brandon Elvis will roll off second in the 54. Carter Hollingsworth going to roll off third, your winner last week. Mark Keedeman in the 4th spot. In the 2 machine, back behind him in row number 3. James Pileski in the 93, going to start in the 5th spot. Brian Voss will start 6th. Justin Coleman in the 14 machine, going to roll off from the 7th spot. He'll have Zach Murphy to his outside in the 29. Grayson Spillers with a top 10 qualifying run in the 38 machine, going to roll off 9th. And Clint Walker will round out your top 10 in the 02 machine. Brady Cox and Brad Carpenter make up row number 6. Cortland Herman qualifies in the 14th spot. He'll have Adam Fulford 13th to his inside. Justin Stoyanovsky going to qualify in the 15th spot here. He'll roll off there with Jeremiah Woods in the 222 machine to his outside in the 16th spot. And rounding out our field, these two going to race it out here for their starting position, Zane Bierman and Wade Enyart. Right now, only Bierman on the racetrack in the 55. The B feature going to be a 20-lap practice session. "20 laps for Zane Bierman to get everything he can. Bierman takes the green flag, and we'll go on board with him and see if we can't learn a little bit here about the Langley Speedway tonight. Bierman continuing to show the way here. Everybody in the voice chat beginning to spot for Zane Bierman, having a little bit of fun here during this B feature. Fortunately, you guys cannot hear them, but Bierman turning laps here, just trying to get some things sorted out before the race. We are 5 laps in when Bierman gets back around. Only a 20-lap race. We get the tower up on the left side of your screen. Wade Enyart not making any laps here in this B feature. Wants to save some of that race car for the main event here in a little bit. Still 15 to go for Zane Bierman. Unfortunately, cannot skip through this session for some reason or other. As Bierman sees 13 laps to go, his best lap time so far of 15:84. These cars tend to lose a little bit of grip throughout the course of a run. Right now, Zane just trying to figure out how much heat he can put in the tires, how much This car is willing to push. Zane, a competitor in real life, late model sportsman. Similar to the late model stock, but a little bit different chassis. Zane Bierman out of Fort Wayne, Indiana. He's got Fort Wayne Transmission Centers and Lakeside Engineering on the side of that race car. Ten laps to go for Bierman as he continues to show the way here. Surprised to not see Wade Enyart in the 210 machine take advantage of this practice session. Trying to conserve that energy for the race. 100 laps here tonight at Langley. Going to be a tough one on the bodies. So we have 8 to go this time. We're going to take a quick step away here on the WD Broadcasting Network to try and give these drivers some time and give you guys some time to get everything we need before the race begins. We've got about 7 laps to go in the B feature. We'll be coming back in about 3 minutes. Be right back on the WD Broadcasting Network.
He's got the outside line for the second part, and he can't hold on.
Going the long way around, we're going to be 3 wide for the lead as they all come to the line. Who is going to take it in the end?
And here comes Lockwood. He's going to make the move to the outside. Quinn tries to force it off a little bit, but there he goes. It's going to be side by side through turn 1.
Will he be able to cover him off? He does. Weaving back to the left-hand side. Reynolds is trying everything. The kitchen sink is being thrown at it.
They're leaning on each other. Coming into turn number 3. It's going to be a drag race through 3 and 4. Coming back to the line. Here comes Frisch on the bottom.
Richard's going to hold the inside. Tries to be the late breaker here. They're going to be side by side through the final chicane. They bang doors, but keep it clean.
As they're still 4 wide on the run down into the back straightaway. Demerit's looking for a line as well. What is going on in Michigan?
No back into the fence. They're still beating and banging.
Oh
and to the line.
He is much faster coming through there. Is there damage on Challenger? Abramitis is ahead. There's going to be a race to the line. Who is going to get it?
Alrighty, folks, so we are back here on the WD Broadcasting Network, ready to get these guys underway. We got about a minute in this warm-up session remaining. Right now, Justin Coleman top of the board with a 15:38. Twelve cars have taken time. We'll have 18 cars bringing us to the green. This late model stock series put on a great show last week at the Indianapolis Raceway Park. Carter Hollingsworth picking up his first victory of the season. Zach Murphy ended up second there. He was second last night at Langley. Murphy's shown a lot of speed here recently and leave the pack. What about the guy that finished fourth last week in the late model stock cars, James Pileski? He went to victory lane last night for the first time in his Leave the Pack iRacing League career. So as we've got about 15 seconds left here in the warm-up session, it is crunch time now. Everybody trying to do everything they can to get dialed in, get those final adjustments made, and get comfortable with the cars. The checkered flag flies. These drivers will have about 2 minutes to get on the grid, and we will go over our starting lineup. As the cars are off and they begin the gridding process, Justin Brooks going to roll off on the pole in the 33 machine. His outside, it'll be Brandon Elvis in the 54. Carter Hollingsworth in the 28, going to roll off from the third spot. Mark Keedeman in the 2 machine will roll off fourth. James Pileski, your winner last night in the modified division, going to start from the 5th spot. Brian Voss in the 55 to his outside. And Justin Coleman going to start from the 7th position here tonight. Zach Murphy 8th in the 29. Grayson Spiller's going to start from the 9th position in the 38. Then it's Clint Walker to his outside in the 02. Brady Cox going to make up the bottom side of row number 6 in the 76 machine. He'll have Brad Carpenter in the 31 to his outside. Adam Fulford in the 71 going to roll off 13th, and Cortland Herman in the 70 going to roll off 14th. Justin Stoyanovsky in the 19 machine going to roll off from the 15th position, with Jeremiah Woods Jr. in the 222 machine to his outside. And your final 2 starters here tonight, Zane Bierman in the 55 going to roll off 17th, with Wade Enyart in the 210 rolling off 18th. That is your starting field here this evening. We've got 100 laps at the Langley Speedway coming up. If you're watching for a driver in this field, let me know down in the chat below, who is your pick to win here tonight at Langley? Will it be Justin Brooks once again picking up his 3rd victory of the season? Will Brandon Elvis break through in the late model series and pick up his first victory in late model competition? What about Carter Hollingsworth rolling off from that 3rd spot? He won last week, qualified 3rd. Justin Brooks was sent to the rear after winning the first 2 races of the season. Hollingsworth from that 3rd position picked up the victory. We'll see what they have in store for us here tonight. Down the back straightaway they go for a final time. The pace car has the lights removed. It's going to make the hard left turn onto pit road. It'll be Justin Brooks, Brandon Elvis, the 2 that tangled last week through the restart zone. The green is up, the green is out. We are underway. Down into turns 1 and 2, a big 3-wide move there out back. Brady Cox got in there very deep, multiple cars 3-wide. Down into turns 1 and 2, but I think everybody's going to get through cleanly. Up front, Carter Hollingsworth wasting no time there, peeking to the inside of Brandon Elvis. Elvis up to the top side. Mark Keedeman way up to the top side in the 2 machine. As we are 2 laps in out of 100 here already, Justin Brooks has about a 5-car length advantage as Carter Hollingsworth is able to get his way into the 2nd spot, move James Pileski up to 3rd. Here comes Brian Voss on the bottom side of Mark Keedeman. That's for the 6th spot on track. Zach Murphy, Mark Keedeman, those 2 drivers side by side all night long last week. Looks like Murphy going to make quick work of the 2 machine. Keedeman back in line in the 8th spot. as we had an exciting start there. Everybody starting to get into line here. A rhythm beginning to form. Drivers out back pretty spread out. We've got so far 17 cars on the lead lap. Adam Fulford, unfortunately, some kind of trouble in that 71 machine. He is several laps down. As Justin Brooks comes around to complete 5 laps that time. A little bit slower out front was the 33 of Brooks as he's trying to hold off Carter Hollingsworth. Hollingsworth in the 28 won last week at IRP, a little bit shorter of a race, only 50 laps there. 100 laps here at Langley tonight. Definitely going to be a test for these drivers. The longest race we have seen of this season. So we've got a bunch of drivers lined up nose to tail for the final spot in the top 5. Right now, Brandon Elvis in the 4th spot, Justin Coleman in the 5th position. But Brian Voss and Zach Murphy are right there knocking on the back bumper, ready to pounce whenever there is a mistake out of those two drivers. As up front, that lead that Justin Brooks had early on is starting to diminish. Hollingsworth beginning to put the pressure on. Hollingsworth in the 28 car, only about a car length separating the two. We watch that battle for 4th once again as everybody's still in a line right there. Keatum in the 8th spot, back 4 positions. He started in the 4th spot right now. That outside lane, very tough to deal with on the initial starts here at Langley. As up front, Brooks continues to hold the race lead. The field makes its way through turns 3 and 4. Mark Keatum able to get around Zach Murphy right there. Move Keatum into the 7th position. As Adam Fulford has made his way back out onto the racetrack, not sure what happened to the 71, but some kind of connection issue must have occurred for the 71 machine. He's several laps down, but back out on the track, putting some laps in. As you see your top group of cars all bunched up in a line right there, 13 laps into this one. Justin Brooks has some pressure on the back bumper from Carter Hollingsworth. James Pileski right there as well. All 3 cars have that Justin Brooks Designs logo on it. So a lot of speed out of that stable here this evening. They work around down into turns 1 and 2. Brooks just a half a car length advantage through turns 1 and 2 that time. Everybody behind, bumper to bumper, lined up as well. I can tell you what, though, one car gets a little bit too high, a little bit out of line, and gets shuffled up to that outside lane. They are going to drop like a rock. Very hard to hold that outside lane here at Langley. That's why all these drivers are so tucked in the line, as you see Mark Keatum take a peek to the inside of Brian Voss for the 6th position. Keatum trying to work his way back up after starting in the 4th spot. Back up to the 6th spot right there. Looks like that 2 machine is very fast here so far. Murphy trying to move around Brian Voss. Voss going to move back to 8th. As up front, Carter Hollingsworth all over the back bumper of the 33 machine. Got to get that updated on screen. He has 2 leave the pack victories after last week's race at the Indianapolis Raceway Park. Hollingsworth just trying to do everything he can to keep that car in a line and not use up too much of that tire. As this time by, lap number 20. The lap's starting to work away here at the Langley Speedway. So we've got a battle out back. Jeremiah Woods underneath Justin Stoyanovsky in the 19 machine. Zane Bierman and Grayson Spiller is going to try to follow suit. That is out back for the 13th spot on the racetrack. Stoyanovsky back to the 15th position. We head back up front, still nose to tail your top 3. Starting to get a little bit of separation from Brandon Elvis in the 4th position. Brady Cox in the 76 car. Had a top 5 finish last night in the modified series. Currently running in the 11th spot. We're 23 laps in. As up front, Justin Brooks beginning to develop a little bit of an advantage. He's opening up that gap just a little bit, as it's now 0.4 of a second across the stripe that time. Meanwhile, for second, Hollingsworth starting to slip off the bottom just a little bit on corner exit. The key here is to stay low off the corners. You can afford a slower entry, but you have to be on the bottom exiting the corners, or someone behind you will find a way to get underneath you. And that's what Hollingsworth is trying to prevent right here. He's trying to keep that 93 of Pileski at bay. But Pileski, 5 straight top 5 finishes coming into tonight's race. He's been on the upward swing after a rough start to his season. We're a quarter of the way into this one, and he looks very strong here early on. We do have 74 laps to go when we get to the stripe that time. Brooks, your race leader. We've been green from the get-go. And that gap for the lead, once again, getting a little bit smaller. You can tell Brooks is just a little bit quicker. And oh, Hollingsworth up into the wall. That's going to allow Pileski to peek to the inside. Looks like Hollingsworth able to shut the door. Near miss moment there for James Pileski and Carter Hollingsworth. Luckily, nobody got turned around. That was a fast part of the racetrack for that to happen. But luckily, everybody in the right direction. As we work lap number 29. Justin Brooks out front here. He'll come to lap number 30. Still 8 cars broken away from the rest of the field here. Then it's another 2.5 seconds back to Cortland Herman, who runs in the 10th spot. Clint Walker rounds out our top 10. And oh, the caution flag is out on the exit of turns 3 and 4. Justin Stoyanovsky around, or he was around. Zane Bierman around. Mark Keedeman collected in the 2 machine. The caution flag out for the first time here tonight. Not sure what happened there, but Zane Bierman was around in turns 3 and 4. This is going into turns 3 and 4. Looked like off the corner. Bierman just into the back bumper of Woods. Woods goes around. Good miss there by Grayson Spillers in the 38. We'll watch that one more time on board with the 38 machine of Spillers. As right up off the corner, Spillers did a good job right there of getting into the binders. Mark Keedeman out of the pits in the number 2 machine. And the caution flag out for the first time here tonight. Justin Brooks, your leader. We are 32 laps rather. Caution flag coming out for the first time on lap 29. So far up front, it has been all Justin Brooks, Carter Hollingsworth, and James Pileski. Those were your top 3 at the time of caution. As the lights are off on the iRacing.com pace car, Justin Brooks electing to choose the outside lane on this restart. Going to be very interesting as they work their way into turns 3 and 4. Pace car makes his way off. Good start there from Brooks on the outside lane. Hollingsworth going to take over the 2nd spot. Here comes Brandon Elvis from 4th, trying to get a good jump here on the restart. Elvis on the outside lane, battling with Hollingsworth for the 2nd spot. They work their way through turns 3 and 4. Give it to Hollingsworth by a fender there at the stripe. Elvis is going to have limited time to make this move work as he starts to lose a little bit of ground right there. And oh, gets in line behind the 28 machine. But there was James Pileski. Pileski right there to pounce. Was not going to let Brandon Elvis shut the door right there. Luckily, both of those guys able to keep it in the right direction, but Elvis back up on the outside lane about to lose the 4th position from Justin Coleman. Coleman on the bottom side. Elvis up top. Here comes Zach Murphy. He'll try to take advantage of the wounded 54 machine, but it looks like Elvis going to get back down in line. Move him back to the 5th spot there. Not the restart he wanted. He had a good run on the outside lane from the 4th spot. Through turns 1 and 2, we work lap number 40. Justin Brooks continuing to show the way. Carter Hollingsworth right now in the 2nd spot. James Pileski still in the 3rd position. Drove into the corner very fierce as Elvis tried to shut the door, held his ground. Now Justin Coleman back, knocking on the back bumper for the 3rd spot. They work their way through turns 3 and 4 right there. Not very much space between those two drivers. Pileski trying to hold that bottom lane tight as here comes Coleman to the inside. Pileski, though, able to shut the door. We are 42 laps into this one, 58 to go. Brooks, your race leader, still out front. James Pileski in the 3rd spot, under fire from Justin Coleman. Coleman trying to work his way forward. He started this race in the 7th spot. Biggest mover so far is Cortland Herman, who began this race in the 14th spot. 14th spot, currently runs in the 7th position. Good run for Cortland so far. He's up inside of this front group of 8 cars now. As we look a little bit further back, Mark Keedeman able to work his way back up inside of the top 10. Running in the 9th position right now, a little ways behind this front group, but still not out of touch here as we're just shy of the halfway point. Brooks, your leader. The battle is on for the 2nd spot. Pileski thought about taking a peek to the inside that time, trying to find a way around Carter Hollingsworth. Hollingsworth able to hold that bottom lane and not allow Pileski to get underneath him. But you can see Pileski pull forward up off the corner, just has not gotten enough of a run to find a gap underneath that 28 cars. Look at Hollingsworth. Kind of shifts off the bottom right there, and up the racetrack he goes. Pileski down on the bottom side. Going to try to find a way by the 28. Hollingsworth wants to get back down in a hurry here. Coleman going to go by in the 14 as well. He's got a gap behind Justin Coleman, but is he going to be able to get the car in there? Just barely. Sneaks down in front of Brandon Elvis, so move Carter Hollingsworth back to the 4th spot. James Pileski up to the 2nd spot for the first time here today. Justin Brooks working lap number 50 this time by. When he gets back around, he'll see the cross flags from the flagman up in the flag stand, halfway in, halfway home for Justin Brooks. He's got a half a second advantage across the stripe that time. As we look back behind, Zach Murphy all over the back bumper of the 54 machine. Murphy won his first Leave the Pack iRacing League race here at the Langley Speedway 1 season ago in the initial season for the Street Stock Showdown. Also race 4. Murphy going to try to repeat that success here tonight. He was 2nd last night in the Modified Series. Currently running in the 6th spot here tonight. A very tough top 5 like we've seen so far. Hollingsworth ran in the 2nd spot all race long, back to the 4th position for now. As this time by 53 laps in, 47 laps to go for Justin Brooks. Still quite a ways here at the Langley Speedway. As look at James Pileski in the 93 machine starting to look a little bit more racy. He's closing up to the back bumper of the 33. Brooks only a half a car length advantage down into turns 1 and 2. Pileski trying to put as much pressure on as he can, a little bit sideways right there off the corner. That's going to lose a little bit of ground. As we've got a lap car up in front of your race leaders. Wade Enyart in the 210 machine goes up and out of the way. Gives those guys a lot of room. We try to teach great sportsmanship here in the Leave the Pack iRacing League as, battle for the 4th spot. Brandon Elvis finds a way underneath Carter Hollingsworth. Hollingsworth down the racetrack trying to pinch the 54. Elvis used a little bit more room than Hollingsworth was able to give. Hollingsworth back to the 6th spot. Move Brandon Elvis back up inside of your front 4. As we are 58 laps into this one. Justin Brooks continues to show the way. Last time by, the fastest car on the racetrack was Brandon Elvis in the 54 machine. Take a look back at Mark Keteman, involved in that first caution flag at lap 29. Keteman had to work his way back forward. Back up to the 9th spot right now. Just trying everything he can to get as much track position as he can, but also has to pray for a caution flag. No pressure out back for the 2 machine. But he's got Cortland Herman right there in front of him. Those two made contact a couple times last night in the modified division. Hopefully Keteman does not have the same kind of trouble here tonight. As up front, 2 car lengths separating your top 2 up in front of them. Grayson Spillers in the 38 machine. Having a good run in the 13th spot right now. We have passed the lap 60 mark, inside of 40 laps to go, and from here, it's kind of a Saturday night short track feature. You got to get everything you can. Saving starts to go out the window, especially when we get to that lap 70 mark. It is go, go, go from there. Right now, your top 3 are breaking away from the 4th spot by about a second. And the caution flag flies. Brady Cox in the 76 machine goes around. Cox in the 76. He was running in the 12th spot. Not sure if there was contact with anybody or what the issue was. We'll see right here. As they were in turns 3 and 4. Up off the corner that time, it looked like Clint Walker and Brady Cox just kind of had a disagreement on space right there. Walker looked like he was trying to come down the racetrack. We'll get a visual from the drone as we go through turns 3 and 4. Right here, you see the 76 get to run on the bottom side. And I think Brady Cox just thought Clint Walker was going to have a little bit more space up to the wall. Mark Keteman down pit road in the 2 machine. More trouble for the guy who finished in the 3rd spot last week in this series. Keteman down pit road, still on the lead lap, but currently scored in the 12th spot. The field comes around to lap 67. 67 laps in here at the Langley Speedway. It's been a good race so far. 2 caution flags. The first of those coming on lap 29. The second caution flag flying on lap 64. We've seen quite a few green flag runs here tonight. One person that was happy to see that caution flag was Grayson Spillers in the 38 machine. He's going to be able to stay on the lead lap. As he was at risk of going 1 lap down just before that caution flag came out. Right now running in the 11th position. Keep an eye on that 38 machine. As we head down the back straightaway, the field doubling up behind the iRacing.com pace car. Brooks once again going to take that outside lane. As we go through turns 3 and 4. Justin Brooks, James Pileski through the restart zone. We're back underway. Into turns 1 and 2, Justin Brooks with another good jump right there. Brandon Elvis trying to come back on the outside from the 4th spot, but Pileski going to be able to prevail. Elvis back up on the outside lane, and caution flag is out. Big time trouble there into turns 3 and 4. Somebody got tagged, and the whole field piled in right there. Cortland Herman trying to figure out what happened. We'll watch the drone camera down here into turns 3 and 4. It looked like the 70 machine got to the back bumper of the 55 and everybody piled in. Nowhere for some of those drivers to go as the track was completely clogged. Go on board with Brady Cox right here in the 76. Into turns 3 and 4. He entered completely fine, and then there was nowhere for him to go. He even got tagged from behind. And around he goes. He was already a lap down at the time of caution. And the caution flag flying for the 3rd time here tonight. We're going to take another quick step away here on the WD Broadcasting Network. We'll return at the green flag in just a moment. We'll be right back. I'm your host, Winston Deal. Alrighty, folks, we are back here behind the iRacing.com pace car. The lights are off. We're going to send them back green. Single file this time through the restart zone. Justin Brooks gets a nice jump there and a big stack up behind. A couple cars getting on the binders there right through the restart zone. Looked like everybody was able to get off in the right direction. We have 74 laps in. It'll be 25 laps to go when we come back next time by 26 to go right here for Justin Brooks. Brooks has held command of this race from the get-go. We've got 26 coming back to 25 laps to go. Some drivers trying to make their way forward in a hurry. Brian Boss was up on his lid that last caution flag. Boss to the inside of Clint Walker. He's going to get the spot. Jeremiah Woods back up inside of the top 10. Justin Brooks that time just set the fastest lap of the race. 24 laps to go. Everybody starting to pick up the pace here throughout the field. Brooks has a 5/10 of a second advantage over James Pileski. And oh, the caution flag is out. Trouble in turns 3 and 4. Grayson Spillers goes around in the 38 machine. What happened to the 38 of Grayson Spillers? He was battling with Mark Keteman. It looked like Spillers just got a little bit sideways there. Into turns 3 and 4. So a couple quick cautions here. We'll grab one more look at what happened to the 38 right there. On board, down the back straightaway. We'll listen to the sound here. And around he went. Tough break for the 38 of Spillers. Was running inside of the top 10. Now down on pit road, a couple laps down. But the caution flag going to fly. These guys going to have another shot at the restart. We are 80 laps in right here at the line. It'll be 20 laps to go. Justin Brooks trying to put the nail in the coffin here. He has led the most laps so far. He started from the pole. He has 2 victories so far this season. Looking for his 3rd here tonight. A commanding points lead coming into tonight's race. 70 points over Chris Smith, who was unable to make tonight's 4th round at Langley. the field going to get the 1 to go signal across the stripe right here. It'll be Justin and Brooks taking the bottom lane this time. Pileski going to have to go to the outside in the 93. It'll be the first time Brooks has launched from the bottom with James Pileski next to him. We'll see what Pileski can do. We'll see what Brooks is able to do. As for potentially the final time, the field working their way through turns 3 and 4. Pace car is off through the restart zone, back underway. Good start there from both drivers up front. James Pileski going to get right down into the second spot. Justin Coleman in the 14 did not get a good start from the third position. Zach Murphy trying to put a nose out in front into turns 3 and 4. We're going to have 18 coming back to 17 laps to go across the stripe. More contact behind. Carter Hollingsworth on the 28 trying to find a way down to the bottom side. 17 laps to go. Brandon Elvis underneath Zach Murphy. Murphy making more contact. They're door banging down the front straightaway. Elvis able to find a way inside that time. Elvis trying to move back up into the 4th spot. Here comes Mark Keeteman in the 2 machine to the bottom. It'll be 15 to go. 15 to go right here for Justin Brooks. More contact out back for the 5th spot. Zach Murphy having a hard time up on that outside lane. He is dropping like a rock back to the 7th position. More contact there. Murphy going to force his way back down in front of Jeremiah Woods. He's going to have 14 laps to get back to the front, but a lot of contact right there as he fell through or back through the field up front. 13 laps to go for Justin Brooks. He's setting a good pace here in the latter half of this event. He's got a 0.6 of a second advantage over James Pileski right now. Justin Coleman running in the 3rd spot in the 14. And oh, Mark Keeteman in the 2 machine goes around on the exit of turns 3 and 4. The green flag will stay out though as he spun down pit road. A tough break there. Not sure what happened to Mark Keeteman, as there was potentially contact. He was sideways in turns 3 and 4. And around went the 2 machine, but the green flag will stay out here with 11 laps to go, coming back to 10 to go for Justin Brooks. 10 laps to go for Justin Brooks. He's got a 0.7 of a second advantage over 2nd place James Pileski right now. Back behind, Jeremiah Woods Jr. trying to find a way around in the 222 machine. We've got 9 laps to go. Things starting to settle down here at the Langley Speedway as we approach the final laps of this race. Brooks really starting to open up the gap this time. So we come back to 8 to go right there. Pileski losing a little bit of lap time in comparison to your race leader. 7 more times for Justin Brooks, trying to pick up win number 3 on the season. Woods in the grass and the 222 machine trying to find a way around Zach Murphy in the 29. It'll be 6 more laps for Justin Brooks. 6 to go for the 33. Wade Enyart out front right there, 1 lap down. As Brooks way loose on the bottom side of the racetrack. Don't lose the car, buddy. 5 more times around. The 33 was all kinds of sideways up off the corner right there. Pileski a 10th quicker in the 93. It's going to take a heck of a charge, or it'll have to take a heck of a charge from the 93 as we have 4 laps to go for Justin Brooks. Brooks trying to pick up his 3rd leave the pack victory, his 3rd here in the late model stock division. 3 more times around for the 33. He does not want to see the caution flag as we've got a couple drivers battling for position all over the racetrack. As through turns 3 and 4, the popsicle sticks up in the air this time. 2 laps to go. 2 more times around for Justin Brooks, trying to cap off another dominant display week 1 at Kern County. He went to victory lane from the pole, led all of the laps, set the fastest lap. He did the same thing at New Smyrna. Last week he started from the rear, drove back to the 5th spot, and tonight he's going to go flag to flag once again through turns 3 and 4. Justin Brooks picks up his 3rd victory of the season in the Late Model Stock Series. Justin Brooks able to walk away with another victory here in the Late Model Stock Division. His 3rd of the season. He'll expand his points lead well beyond 70 after tonight. As James Pileski comes home in the 2nd spot, Justin Coleman comes home 3rd. Your top 3, pull it down on the front straightaway. We're going to take a quick step away one more time here on the WD Broadcasting Network. We'll be right back with a word from our top 3 finishers when we return. Once again, be right back on the WD Broadcasting Network. Alrighty, folks, we are back here on the WD Broadcasting Network. We're going to grab a word from our top 3 finishers. We'll grab a word first from our 3rd place finisher here tonight, Justin Coleman. See if we can't get him up into the broadcast booth. Justin Coleman up in the booth, you got a copy?
Yes, sir. What's going on?
Alrighty, well, it was a fun race here tonight at the Langley Speedway. A pretty clean race, only 4 or 5 cautions throughout the race. You started in the 7th spot, didn't get much practice time, but it looked like that 14 machine was on a rail here at Langley.
Yeah, the setup was actually really nice. It was good and free. Wish we could have got a few practice laps, but it's all good. Yeah, they're late. I thought I had something, but just got the right rear angry, and it was all she wrote then. I was just holding on to 3rd at that point. But overall, it was a good race. A lot of fun. And glad I made it out.
Yeah, it looked like a very fierce fight for that bottom lane there at the end of the race. Luckily, you had good positioning throughout the event, and you were able to work your way onto the podium. Who do you have to thank for your first top 5 of the season here in the late model division?
Just want to thank you for your broadcasting, WD Broadcasting Network, and you putting on the league. Thank my team at ECR, all the boys. Unfortunately, Chris couldn't make it tonight for computer issues. Hopefully we can get him situated so he can be here tomorrow night. Thank all my sponsors, Chestnut Hill, the restaurant in Myrtle Beach, Coastal Performance, Parker Brothers Window Tinting, Gibbs Brothers Construction, BH Homes Construction, Barry Ellis Performance and Fabrication, and Coleman Design. And that's about it. I appreciate it, man.
Yeah, it was definitely fun watching that 14 climb through the field here tonight. First top 5 finish of the season in the late model division. We've got street stocks and late models tomorrow night. What can you do to try and pick up your first LTP victory of season 2?
Whew. Man, the competition's tough, man. Gonna need a little bit of luck our way. That's about it, man. These guys are tough to beat. A lot of fast guys, and I'm just happy I can run up front with them, man. Just need a little bit more luck on our side.
Yeah, you're one of the drivers with some of the best stats here. Only one more driver has more wins than you in the Leave the Pack iRacing League, and that is your teammate Brandon Elvis, 6-4. 2 more victories, and you're going to be tied for the all-time winner here in Leave the Pack. I'm sure we'll see that 14 machine back in victory lane here soon. You've shown a lot more speed here in these past couple weeks, Justin, and we look forward to seeing you back on the podium.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate it a lot.
Yes, sir. Alrighty, folks, that was Justin Coleman, your 3rd place finisher here tonight. Now to grab a word from our 2nd place finisher up into the broadcast booth. James Pileski, you got a copy.
Hey, buddy, how's it going?
Alrighty, we're talking to you for the 2nd time here this week. Won last night, backed it up here in the late model with a 2nd place finish. That makes, 6 straight top 5 finishes now? This 93 machine's on a roll.
I like the sound of that, buddy. It's not too bad. A 1st and a 2nd this week. It's a good start for the week. Hopefully we can continue that.
Yeah, it was a great run for the 93 here tonight. Started from the 5th spot, so definitely did not have this one easy. You had to work through the field, and you put a lot of pressure on Hollingsworth there in the beginning of the race, put a lot of pressure on Brooks there. Just looked like that 33 machine had a little bit something extra the entire race, but the 93 was still fast here tonight. James, who do you have to thank for all the speed as usual?
As always, got to thank you for putting this all together. The Mark Keedman at K1 Race Cars and Justin Brooks with BroFab Welding. Jake Brooks at BroFab Welding. Justin Brooks Designs. And who knows, maybe one of these days we can get him. He's pretty unbeatable, though. So, finishing second to him is basically a win to everybody else. So,
yeah, we've heard that expression used before, and luckily you were the best of the rest here tonight at the Langley Speedway. We've got 2 more races this week, street stocks and super late models tomorrow. What can you do to try and pick up another victory here while we're at the Langley Speedway?
I don't know. I feel like I should be pretty solid in the streeters. The super, with that setup, I think I'll be okay. Because I don't feel like I'll wear the right. Normally, with the fixed setups, I wear the right front off in the super, and then I'm good for like 20 laps, and then I'm junk. So, but I think that setup was a little looser, and freer setup just work out for me. Like tonight, the setup was kind of loose, and those work out for me. I can save right rears, I can't save right front. So, for whatever reason, that's just the way I've always been. I always drive off the right rear. So, I don't know, and I know the streeters can be kind of loose, so. I feel like it kind of works into my favor for the next 2 races. So hopefully we can, get some podiums the next 2 races tomorrow.
Alrighty, well, loose setup definitely going to be the theme tomorrow night in the super late models. Did a lot of testing with that one. I think I put in about 400 laps building that setup just to make sure you couldn't burn off that right front. I don't think you're going to have any trouble with it tomorrow night. But congratulations to you, James, on your 6th straight top 5 finish. Podium once again here tonight at Langley.
Thank you, buddy.
Yes, sir. Alrighty, now we're going to try to grab a word from Justin Brooks if we can find him in Discord. He's up into the broadcast booth. Justin Brooks up into the broadcast booth. You got a copy?
Yeah, I got you.
There we go. We can hear you now, Justin. Tried to talk to you before the race there, but for some reason could not hear you up in Discord. Nonetheless, started from pole, picked up right where you left off. Last week you had to start from the rear after winning those first 2 races, but tonight got that pole starting position. Did not look back. You had some pressure from behind all race long, but that 33 machine looked untouchable, and ultimately got another victory here and Leave the Pack. How do you feel?
I feel pretty good. Try to manage my tires all race, and we had that caution there about 30 to go, 25 to go. I started going a little bit harder, and there at the end, I figured I had a big enough lead, so I was just seeing how loose I could get the thing because it was tight the whole race, and somehow I was getting the right rear to really get hot when I was talking to James after the race about his tire temps. But saved pretty good tire, and like I said, had some fun there at the end, just seeing if I could slide around there like a dirt car.
Yeah, it looked pretty fun. I think it was coming to 5 laps to go. Got that car very sideways on the apron. Thought you might have lost it there for a second, but luckily you were able to hang on and pick up your 3rd victory of the season. Who do you have to thank, Justin, for a fast car week in and week out?
Obviously, I want to thank everybody that I race with on a weekly basis. That runs me clean. Last week had some unfortunate incident happen, and I think it delegated my finishing position. I don't know if I would have won the race, but would have definitely been up there driving from the back to the front. That was a lot of fun, but I probably needed about 20 more laps there if I would have done something. Again, thank everybody that runs me clean. Thank everybody that's tuning in each and every week to watch this. Without you guys, obviously wouldn't be doing this. Thank you for putting this on, and yeah, that's pretty much it.
Alrighty, Justin. Well, a good week here at the Langley Speedway. Next week we head to South Boston. What can you do to try and pick up win number 4?
Well, I'll be looking forward to that. South Boston's definitely probably my favorite track on the sim, so I'm definitely looking forward to that. Just going to do the same thing, try to qualify in pole and ride till it's time to go, and then try to stretch my legs a little bit on the field.
Alrighty, well, South Boston, a personal favorite of mine too. Very excited to head there for week number 5, but nonetheless, congratulations to you on your 3rd victory of the season once again, Justin.
Thank you, brother.
Yes, sir. Alrighty, that was Justin Brooks, your feature winner here tonight in the late model stock division. Your final finishing results up on the left side of your screen. A strong top 5. It was very tough to pass here tonight. A lot of good competition here in the Leave the Pack iRacing League. These guys put on a heck of a show. But that's going to do it for us here tonight at the Langley Speedway. Thank you guys for tuning into this point. If you enjoyed, hit that subscribe button. We'll be back tomorrow night for Street Stocks and Super Late Models here in Leave the Pack. So you aren't going to want to miss that. But we'll wrap it off.